Hey guys, what is up? It is Sarah and today I'm here with a very interesting little story time video. I'm super excited to be sharing this video with you and sharing this story with you that literally happened like 3 days ago. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Okay, so it was just a normal night out in town, you know, drinking, having a good old time with one of my besties, Mia. And we went to one place, got quite a few drinks, and then we were going to another place. And this place is kind of like a pub slash club. So you get your typical like blokey boys there, but also a younger crowd as well. And on a Thursday, it's like one of the only places open. So anyway, we go out and we kind of walked in for a bit, had a little bit of a dance, and then we went to the bathroom, and then we came out, and then Mia saw her friend, and they were just standing there kind of chatting, and I just like looked over at this guy, and it was kind of just like me flirting. Yeah, so I looked over at this guy and he kind of just like did like a double take and then looked away, and I was like, and then I like looked at him a bit more and I was like, I know you. Anyway, so I said to Mia, does he play for this basketball team now? So in Australia we have, I think it's called a Premier League. I don't even know. I'm not even that up to date with it. Anyway, he plays for a pretty big basketball team in this state. My brothers are really big fans of basketball, and I kind of recognized him through what I've seen like my brothers watch. And I turned to Mia and I was like, Mia, does he play for this basketball team? And she was like, I don't know, does he? And then we kind of talked about it a bit more and we were like, yeah, he does. So Mia, being the person she is, and we were like, I thought he was cute anyway, because just before that I said to her, that guy's really attractive. And she's like, go talk to him. I was like, no, I was like, doesn't he play for this basketball team? So Mia, as she does, completely embarrassing me, walks up to this guy and was like, do you play for said basketball team? And he was like, nah, I play footy. And then she just turned around and came back, and I was like, Mia, you can't do that. And he would have known that I was like looking at him, and he was looking at me too, so I was like, there were vibes there for sure. So Mia comes back to me and she's like, nah, he plays footy. And I was like, oh, okay. This guy went upstairs and then came back down. We were still standing in the same spot, and then kind of walked over and stood by this wall and was leaning on the wall. And I was like, oh, Mia, he's so attractive. And she was like, go talk to him. I was like, oh, I can't, because I get really timid approaching guys in town. I don't know, I can't do it. Mia, being Mia, walked up to him and was like, hey, my friend thinks you're cute. And of course I had to be a little puppy and follow along behind her, and then she awkwardly like steps out of the way, and this guy's like, and I'm like, oh, hi, what did she say? And he was like, oh, she didn't really say much. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh, how are you? What do you do? And he goes, oh, I play footy and I'm a hairdresser. And right then I was like, right. He just didn't really seem like a hairdresser. I don't know. For some reason, something in me was like, that is a lie. Anyway, we were kind of just talking, and I was flirting with him a little bit and being a bit like,
how you doing?
And you know, he was laughing along to everything I was saying, and it was really, really good. I was like, okay, this is cool. We were kind of just talking about footy, hairdressing and whatever, and he was saying he was going away soon for a holiday or whatever, and I was like, right. We looked over and Mia was talking to his friend. And so we just listened in on the friend and Mia's conversation, and this guy says something, and the guy that I was standing with, let's just call him Russell for today's sake. So Russell was like, oh, fade, haha. And I was like, oh, like fade away. And like in the context it made sense. So a fadeaway is when you like you go up for a shot and you like jump back as you shoot. So it's kind of like fade away. Yeah, you get the idea. So he made a reference, and it was in the same context as the fadeaway thing. I can't remember exactly what the guy said, and I wish I could. I said to Russell, I was like, oh, like a fadeaway from basketball. And he was like, oh, nah, like a hair fade, because you know how the boys have like, it's really close, like shaved close to their head here, and then it kind of goes up and there's like more hair towards the top, like a fade. And then he kind of just laughed, and then they both went to the bathroom, and I was like, Mia, this just does not seem right. And she was like, nah, I'm pretty sure it's him. Anyway, so she got out her phone and searched up Russell and his last name, and we were looking through the photos, and I was like, oh, it looks a lot like this guy. And then we saw this photo, and I had noticed he had tattoos on his arm, and I was like, those are the exact same tattoos. news. Like I was like, this is it. Like this is the guy. Why is he lying? He obviously plays for this basketball team and he doesn't play footy and he's not a hairdresser. Like he plays for this like big basketball team. So his friend comes back out and approached us and was like, oh, just letting you know, he actually does play for the basketball team, but he doesn't like being recognized in public. Obviously referencing me going up to him and asking if he played for them earlier. And I was like, okay, firstly, this guy is not even that famous. Ridiculous that like, he's like, oh yeah, I don't want to be recognized, like, oh, paparazzi. I wasn't even gonna ask for a photo with your babe, so chill that ego. If that was me, I would totally own the fact that I was part of this basketball team. Like, you're talented, own it. Don't say you play footy, which is like the complete opposite sport, play with your feet, not your hands, and basketball play with your hands. Anyway, I don't know. So I said to his friend, okay, yeah, well, we won't mention it. Anyway, then Russell came back out of the toilet and it was like kind of an awkward interaction because obviously Russell knew that we knew but wasn't admitting it, and he was kind of wanting to get away. You could kind of tell because he was like, oh, I don't want to have to talk about basketball. And I was just like, this guy seriously needs to calm down. He's not that cool. And then he walked away. And anyway, so long story short, I hit on a famous basketball player, but a big basketball player for this state. And like all the people I know who are fans of the basketball team are all like, oh my god, as if you hit on him. I'm like, yeah, and he totally lied and said he was a football player. And a hairdresser of all things. Apparently he doesn't even play for this basketball team anymore. And I'm just like, anyway, that's the end of my story. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was only short, but I just wanted to share this little funny interaction I had with this guy because I just thought, like, one, his ego was so big, and two, it was also cool that I kind of hit on like someone who's kind of a big deal in like the basketball scene, even though I'm not really that crazy of a fan. But yeah, if you like this video and want me to share more stories, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you didn't, please leave. Yeah, I guess that's all for today. I will see you in next week's video. Bye guys!